You might want to throw him over there.
Yeah,
Because he's not
cats
even
are gonna
able
be
to
set
set
up.
up.
All right. Hello there, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to the Brazilian Dynasty. This is day one of the first ever S-tier LAN tournament to take place in Brazil. I'm Majmoha, and for the next 5 days, I'm going to be your host for what promises to be one of the most exciting tournaments of the current season for sure. Joining me here at the couch, I got my two good friends, Jordan and T West. And they're gonna help me sort of set up the stage for the tournament and talk a little bit about the stakes of the tournament as well. So, Jordan, you've been here for a very long time in Brazil already. You were here for
Yes.
the boot camp. So, how are the hype feelings right now? They've been bubbling up quite a lot, I imagine.
Absolutely. As you said, I've been here for a couple of days already. I saw the players playing, preparing, and the closer it got to the tournament, to today, so to say. Yeah, no, the nerves were coming up, and also excitement, you could say, because a lot of people have prepared so much already, and I know this as a player myself. Once you have prepared so much, you just want to get out there and just play.
Just want to play, yeah.
Exactly.
Just play some Age of Empires.
Exactly, and I'm pretty sure everyone is very happy that it's get out there and just play.
Just want to play, yeah.
Exactly.
Just play some Age of Empires.
Exactly, and I'm pretty sure everyone is very happy that it's starting today.
Beautiful. T West, I wonder about something. So, T West, I wonder about something. So, of course, South America and Brazil specifically has a very long and very rich history within the competitive scene of Age of Empires 2. So it kind of feels to me like, a tournament of this scope and of this magnitude was long overdue for a community this passionate and this large, honestly.
Absolutely. We've had so many Brazilian players come here who aren't even playing. I saw Riot the other day. We have Miguel around here. Dergal's here. We have such passion in this country. It's at the same time as the World Cup, too. So I think some of that passion is bleeding from the streets as they're cheering for their soccer team into this studio as we're playing Age of Empires here.
It was great for me to see Riot
Yeah.
You know, I very often, say I was here yesterday, and very often think about these players who used to be incredibly good. And again, with Riyad, we're talking about someone who used to be like top 3. I mean, for a couple of years ago, it was Viper, you, and then Riyad probably.
Yeah.
And you know,
Good
Riyad,
times.
Yeah, very good times. Riyad is the kind of guy that I always wondered, man, what would have happened if he kept playing? Because I do feel like in the current era of Age of Empires 2, where everything is so about execution, Riyad was really the kind of guy that had that going on for him. You know, was very mechanically skilled. So I kind of wish someone like Riyad would have kept playing. Right, would have been amazing.
100%. Especially, I remember Riyad was kind of the first guy who really excelled in the micro department. He was like having 5 scouts and 2 there.
Riyad scouts. There was like the Riyad scouts meme going on. He was that good. Yeah.
Exactly. And if there was a spear defending, right, he was using one scout to dodge it away, and then the other 4 are killing the villager. And he was so active there. And I think nowadays the micro part is just very, very important. Most important since ever in the history of Age of Empires, and I think he would have excelled pretty much.
I totally agree, and I imagine there are a lot of cases like that. All right, boys, I'd like to discuss the format of the tournament. So we will be having 12 players in total here at the Brazilian Dynasty, hailing from all different corners of the world. And for the first 3 days, the tournament will be having a Swiss stage format. There's going to be a 3-round Swiss stage format, meaning 1 round per day, and 6 matchups per day as well. After the 3rd day, unfortunately, 4 players are going to be eliminated, meaning the rest qualify for the quarterfinals, which will be played on Saturday, with then the semifinals and the finals taking place on Sunday, which will be the very last day, as I do believe we got the graphics. They're probably going to be showing up there at some point. Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. Can also take a look at the matchups for today. We're going to kick things off here with Mr. Yo versus Sorakuma. Sebastian versus Nikov follows. ACCM freaking Andy. The Viper versus Lewis. I'm particularly excited about that match because it's going to be cast by Doubt and me, but I guess Doubt is the big deal. And then we got Larry versus Tauto with Hera and Winchester finishing the day off. And a reminder, obviously, all these times are just estimates. Things can be earlier, things can be later, probably later, but there you go. Also a reminder, all games, or all series are going to be play all 3 with a 9 villager start. And I believe there's a time limit.
There's a 90-minute in-game time limit. That's around 1 hour IRL time if you're planning your day around watching the games. And so ACCM might be nerfed a bit because he can't play for 5 hours. He only has 90 minutes watching the games. And so ACCM might be nerfed a bit because he can't play for 5 hours. He only has to keep things moving throughout the day with that time limit.
I imagine, Jordan, with a 9 villager start, 1.5 hours. That's probably not, or 1.5 hours. Yeah, probably not going to be a big factor.
I don't think so.
The time limit, yeah. We did have it a couple of times during Red Bull, but it was 1 hour 15, I believe, so a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, I don't think it will happen too often, maybe once or twice, especially if the people like ACCM are involved as well. Then there is some chances, especially if ACCM plays against Mr. Yo, there is a very high chance that is going to happen, but I don't think that's going to play a huge role at all.
I agree. All right, so there's a lot of things that excite me about this tournament, Jordan, but one of them, and I'd love to hear your take on that, is that for the last 3 to 4 years, we've had an incredibly dominant player in the community. Obviously, Hera was able to win 16 S-tier tournaments in a row. But the last S-tier tournament that we did have, which was Warlords back in May, I believe, Hera was unable to win it. And so for me, the question here, Jordan, and I'd love to hear your take, what do you make of it? So what's the fact that Hera was unable to win the tournament, just a fluke, just something that happened? What do you make of it? So what's the fact that Hera was unable to win the tournament, just a fluke, just something that happens, and today or in this tournament he starts, another 20 streak series or whatever? Or do you feel like this is more a sign of the times that competition really is catching up to Hera and maybe he's, losing his edge a little bit?
I feel like even before Warlords, it felt like the competition has gotten closer and closer to Hera, but it's still like, I think Warlords was kind of a fluke, as you said. And Hera is going to be very, very dominant this time around again, and he's the clear favorite for me, winning this tournament. Larry is up there as well, of course, especially winning Warlords. But man, yesterday there was a show match between Doubt and Hera.
I didn't get to see it.
And there was one game where you could say, like I was once even telling the people watching it, I was saying there is no way Hera can win this game anymore. And he managed to win it. I have no idea how. There were like 10 units remaining on the field, and he managed to micro every single unit. It was just incredible. And that Warlords was a little bit of a fluke, and he will be 100% in shape this time.
I'd love to hear your take on that too.
Yeah, well, I wonder what type of shape he'll be in because he didn't play in the qualifier. Everyone else here did play in the qualifier, so they at least have some experience on these settings. And yes, you can go and you can practice, but it's a bit different than playing in an actual game with stakes on the line where you have to be competitive and put your 100% best effort forward. So I'm interested to see, does he maybe get off to a slow start if he doesn't have that same experience level that everyone who went through the qualifier does?
That's a very good point also because I believe, I mean, Harrod talked a lot about this as well, that he does have an edge, obviously, but the practice is actually a big
Exactly.
deal. And everybody these days has just been practicing so much. Everybody really seems to be on their A game. We had a boot camp, so a bunch of players were here in the boot camp practicing the whole day. So, and there's also the fact, obviously, that Harrow was very busy with his own tournament right up until like 10 days ago or something. So I wonder how much all of that's going to play a role. But boys, I'd like to focus actually on the first series of the day, which is going to be between Sora Kuma and Mr. Yo. And now the cool thing here, Jordan, is that when you have a LAN tournament with 12 players, because you usually have LANs with 8 players, maybe 10 players, but when you get one with 12 players, that really opens up the opportunity for a lot of new players to show up. And that's going to be the case for Sora Kuma, of course, who happens to be at a LAN tournament for the very first time. The other one in this tournament would be Lewis. So I do believe there are maybe different expectations for both players. But speaking of Sora Kuma here, he's going to be facing Mr. Yo. And Mr. Yo, obviously, quite the opposite. Someone who's been virtually
100%.
to every single LAN tournament. So how do you evaluate the chances here for Sora Kuma? Do you feel like maybe the pressure is going to be a little bit off him? Because, again, nobody expects him to perform all that well. How do you see the situation?
So for sure, his pressure is not going to be as high as for the other players. And the combination of Mr. Yo and Sora Kuma is very interesting because Sora Kuma is someone who is really in depth, preparing so much for other tournaments. He's so incredible in terms of preparation. And Mr. Yo, he's kind of known to be going a little bit chill into the first stages of the tournament. So I kind of expect Sora Kuma to win this one just because they face each other in the first round. Yeah.
Okay. I assume they train at the same time, right? So they're roughly in the same time zone.
Right.
And so I really have not seen too many games of Sora Kuma. Do you have a grip, an understanding of what his play style is like to it?
Ooh, I think that it's always tricky to go up when you're against Yo because Yo kind of has a distinct playstyle from everyone else. And for Sora Kuma, I think a lot's just going to come down to the practice on these maps. I think it's hard to pin down which players are going to be good on which maps because they're so different, and it's going to be down to their practice. And whatever Sora Kuma thinks he's strong at, if he goes and practices it, I think he's going to have an advantage.
Yeah, that's rich to see. So I believe we have a head-to-head stats here for this matchup. And the interesting thing is, well, they never played.
Yeah, okay,
exactly.
perfect.
They never played. So I don't know if this is only referring to S tier or all tournaments. It does say in all tournaments. But again, that doesn't surprise me because Sora Kuma is not a common presence in S tier tournaments. And I think a lot of it really does come down to the fact that this was an extended LAN tournament. And I believe you also do have the paths for both players. So that would be interesting to see both paths for the players here. I believe Sora Kuma qualified from the second qualifier, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And
He
well,
even beat Doubt
even
to
beat
get here. And Barles at the end.
And Barles at the end.
well, there
Yes.
you go, guys. Memorize all that, and then Mr. Yo, of course, would have qualified from the very first chance that he got. So, TOS, I'd love to hear you talk about the maps as well, because I don't say this often, but yeah, there you have the paths for both players. Sora Kuma beats Saki Koi. Then goes 3-0 against Galley. Doubt is against, as you guys mentioned, and Barles. Barles always a very tough opponent. So for Sora Kuma to be able to beat Doubt and Barles, really a testament to his skill for sure. Maybe you can get a stats for Mr. Yo and not for ACCM. There you go. So Mr. Yo also beating 3-0 Licks, then goes 3-1 against Vivi and 4-2 against Sebastian.
Oh, wow.
Sebastian, who would go on to actually qualify from the second qualifier. But yeah, I'd love to hear you talk about the map pool here of the Tournament TOS, because I really have to say, I spoke a little bit with players, and usually you hear complaints about map pools all the time, that players don't like it or whatever. But for this tournament specifically, I believe the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. Now, you, of course, were the responsible for curating all the maps. So I'd love to hear you talk a little bit about what was your inspiration. Is there like a common theme for the map pool?
Well, the common theme is there are areas in Brazil. When Onomaro came to me, asked me to do the maps, I was like, okay, give me some ideas of places in Brazil that we can make maps about them. And after that, I got a list, started watching a couple nature documentaries about different places in Brazil to try to get maps that fit the themes. And then once I kind of have ideas for areas, I think, okay, what makes good Age of Empires games? How can we make different types of maps? We have a few different instances like Monte Pascual, which is a pilgrim start. You start on an island and you have to transport to the mainland. We have Coast Arena, which is your walled in on an arena-like map, but there's also some water on the outside, so it's a bit different than a normal arena map. Then we have some new maps like Tepui that's going to be Socotra-like, where you're enclosed with each other, and we have a lot of different styles of maps, and they're all themed about different locations in Brazil, different areas, and I'm sure I'm going to need your help pronouncing the names throughout all of this.
That's what I'm here for. I'm not here for many things, but at least for that one, I'm here. So, Jordan, you're part of the group of players that also enjoys the map pool a lot. And
A lot.
Awesome. What do you enjoy about it?
I think I'm kind of a person who loves diversity, who loves new things. That's also one of the reasons why I love Hyper Random. And these maps are completely new, right? Most of them, at least, are completely new, and therefore I just found it super exciting to get used to the map, get new strategies in, and just play around, because it's not like, for me, like Arabia is very well known, and it's kind of always the same, so to say. And with new maps, you don't have that, right? It's so much things to figure out, and you don't really know on a lot of those maps what is the meta, and that makes it so exciting for me.
Was there like an idea of trying to make, like, I don't know, a particularly aggressive map pool, or maybe mix it up a little bit? Was there anything? But because I do seem to notice that a lot of these maps are very open. So right now I'm thinking about Val da Selva or Sertão or Serra dos Carajás. Again, those would be some of the new maps.
What are these maps?
Jordan's used to reading the names and probably doesn't have the fluent Masmora Portuguese
Yeah.
pronunciation in his mind.
how I always did it when I saw at the draft, for example, the name and the picture, I always wrote the English equivalent, like for example, pilgrims, or what else do we have? Arena or whatever, right?
Arena or Arabia.
Yeah, like these things, right? I always had to have a synonym because I was struggling with the name. Or Rage Forest, for example, the ones with the boars, like the 3 boars in 3 different places. I have, or Rage Forest, for example, the ones with the boars, like the 3 boars in 3 different places. I have Rage Forest as a synonym. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. All right, guys, I believe the players are ready. I believe casters are ready. Players are ready. So first series to be launched, T90 and Dave are there ready to call the game for you guys. Boys, take it away. Good luck. Have fun.
All right. Well, welcome in everybody, and happy to be here in Brazil. And we've been getting heated up for this. Last night, watching some World Cup games like they were talking about. The energy's very high right now. We're excited for some AoE 2 today.
Yeah, and people don't understand just how many AoE personalities are here. Animaro has brought so many people. Like I met Miguel for the first time yesterday. I met Goku for the first time yesterday. Super, super cool. Ryut as well. We get to see Jordan there from the waist down, which is something many people have dreamed about. And we're here in Brazil, first day of the Brazilian Dynasty group stage. There's a lot of players in this event. We're going to have a lot of games today, play all 3 Swiss stage, and we're going to figure out who needs to go through. The maps, like they were talking about, TOS did a phenomenal job on them. I think all the players are a fan of like most of these maps. And having that time limit as well will help, because some of them might go deep. And like Jordan said, we have ACCM involved. So
True. ACCM and Mr. Yo, we might have some really long games. I mean, the exciting story about this LAN for me is the amount of people we have, the amount of players we have, and then also some of the new participants, which they touched on a little bit. But I believe Lewis's first LAN, Sorkuma's first LAN. We got some big storylines here. But it's kind of a fun one to start it off. Any good LAN, you got a fun storyline to start off the day, and it's that man right there, Sorokuma. Sorokuma has been an incredible talent for years. Everyone's been saying how improved he is, but this is a big jump to make it here and make it to a LAN event, and he's so excited. He's so like giddy with happiness, you know, meeting him in person and all these experiences. You got to keep in mind, guys, while Sorokuma is an incredible Age of Empires 2 talent, he is a pro player. He's amongst legends here, right? Like to meet these people. You and I, we have become rather fortunate to get used to seeing Mr. Yo.
We're a little jaded to that sort of thing.
We're used to it now, but like oh my God, that's Mr. Yo. That's the type of feeling he's got. And now he's playing against him. So I'm I think Sorakuma's got a lot of talent, a lot of potential, but I think we're going to find out a lot on how the LAN nerves are. The fact that we don't have a live viewing surrounding the players right now, right?
Yeah.
The venue will change later in the week. The fact that, like, because we've toured this facility, they're in their nice little spot there. You know, there's not a ton of things going on there. Maybe that's good, but if I were him, I'd be nervous, and I'd maybe need like a game or two to really like get those nerves out of my system.
Well, I think I was talking to some people, and he's just been grinding. He's been grinding practice games, right? So I think that's his attempt to overcome those nerves.
Yeah,
Mr. Yo, I talked to him. What's your preparation look like? Oh, I think I'm going to play each map once.
Yeah.
You know, like, but that's classic Yo at LAN events,
yeah.
right? He just kind of warms up and he gets better and better and better as it goes. Sorakuma's going to be up against a former S-tier champion, one of the legends of the game, and a guy who's almost unshakable.
Yeah. And Mr. Yo doesn't overthink things. I think it's really underrated. He doesn't overthink things. He trusts in his ability. He's been there. He's done that.
No.
And that's just what you get. So map-wise or draft-wise here, we've got 3 maps. First one, Dave, I'm going to let you start off with the pronunciation. That's going to be a point of weakness this week for me. That sounds very good.
And then we have Amazonia
and Tepui, right?
Tepui.
Yeah, Tepui, exactly.
Hey, let's go. You'll have to forgive us on some of the pronunciations. We've been working on it, but it's hard to shape your mouth.
It is. I was so excited about the maps. I was like, this is so cool. We've got a themed map pool, all these new maps, all things I'm on board with. Then I saw the names of the maps, and I was like, well, that's going to make me look like a big idiot.
I saw the names of the maps for the qualifier, and I was like, ooh, T-West did this on purpose.
Dude, that would be him.
To get Tristan.
That would be him for sure. But important to state, play all 3 here, so not a best of 3, and you've got 3 days of this stage. Everyone really valuable. And after the 3 days, that's going to establish our quarterfinals onward. So, the just like basic breakdown of the maps, Araucaria's here, fairly standard. You probably see a bit of an aggressive land opening. There is some water, but it's not enough water where it's really going to dictate the strats too much. Tepui's one of the newer maps. Very aggressive, very Socotra style.
Yes,
and then
very close and exposed golds as
all
well.
right,
You
let's
can
go.
shut them down quite easily.
Yeah. And then Amazonia, that's the one where there's a little bit more water play. Some of the longer games can happen there. No big surprises for me on this draft here, honestly, except for maybe the notable one would be the bans mentioned here.
Yeah.
Tupi banned out, Mapuche banned out, Inca's banned out, some of these, Muisca even. So all the civilizations that recently received the changes or introduction with the Last Chieftains DLC, with the settlements, with the champions, they said, not happening.
Well, I think this is a very Mr. Yo thing as well, because I think he really, really appreciates the settlements more than most players, especially the Mapuche.
Yeah.
Like, he was on board with them so
Super
much
early.
sooner than
Super
everyone
early.
else. And he doesn't really play into Champy either.
Yeah.
So he's not really playing into that line. He just believes in the settlements. He believes in the late game units for them. And then Muisca, we've seen their potential. Also, just to explain how this draft works a little bit, we've got, I believe, all of the bands coming in for the players first, and then they have the first civilization pick, which is also hidden. So they have a potential to have a mirror matchup here in this play all 3. We don't see that from both of these players, so they're not prioritizing that same civ. There's nothing that immediately screams out to them, this is going to be the most OP civ on one of these 3 maps.
Yeah, very different approach with the type of civilization that they've opted for. If not mistaken here, because you got the Mayans there on the front. Yeah, Burgundians just switched to the yellow. I caught that production. Well played.
Those are the
hidden ones. But like Mayans and Burgundians could not be further from each other.
Yeah.
Right? They're very different styles. So I do want to say one that's possibly surprising that some viewers are gonna be like, T90, it's not surprising, the Civ's OP. But the Chinese, that's a little bit tougher to manage at times if the settings change. So we got a 9 villager start. Since it's a 9 villager start and you got Chinese, you start with 12 villagers here actually. Yeah. And to balance things out, they actually start with some negative food to compensate for all the extra villagers and stuff like that. So kind of curious to see how that goes.
Where do you see that going? Because I think Mayans and Burgundians are both for Araucarias. And Sorakuma is going to try to do some sort of fish boom, wall up technique, and Mr. Yo might try and pressure.
I'm not too sure.
Tepui, maybe Chinese. Mr. Yo just wants those extra mills there.
I mean, it could be. It could be that my issue with Tepui is you're under so much immediate pressure potentially, and it's very hard to push in deer, which you almost need to recuperate some of that food. So I would say Amazonia could be a fair bet if you want to play like to late
if
game.
you play into the water with Chinese, we
Yeah.
always like Chinese probably have the strongest water tech tree in the game right now.
Yeah.
But it is, like you said, it is of Chinese. We
Yeah.
always like Chinese probably have the strongest water tech tree in the game right now.
Yeah.
But it is, like you said, it is a very rough start. There are, however, plenty of food sources on Amazonia. It's actually kind of crazy. So we have some spec bugs right now with the game, but we will get it sorted out. It's a spec bugs right now with the game, but we will get it sorted out. It's the first day after all.
Yeah, yeah.
And we will get into that soon. Looking forward to this big time because Sorokuma against Barles was down 2-1 in that final qualifier. And then he won 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
And I
yeah.
believe he won on Araucarius and he won on Amazonia.
Dude, he had to. There was some, as I like to say, tournament energy there. Right?
Yes,
Like, there was
yes.
you could tell, like both Barles and Sorokuma were like, "Oh my God, we got to make it to this LAN there."
Yeah.
What did want to just touch on the difference. Now we don't have Stat Guy up here with the stats to back this up, so you're going to take my word for it. Believe these two players might be the slowest players here at this LAN.
Sorokuma averages around 55, and Yo, I think, is like high 60s.
Yeah, and I think maybe Doubt's the other one that comes in at like maybe around 60 as well.
Well,
Very
he's
like
technically here, but he's not.
Oh yeah, true. He's not. True. Well, he's in the building, guys.
He's a big personality.
He's not in the event.
He just rubs salt.
He is
into
here.
Toad's wound.
He's a caster. He's had to be like you and have
Sorokuma kicked him out. So
Yeah, true. That's why it was on my mind. But no, I find it interesting. I think that typically the players that Yo struggles against are the very quick, like aggressive players.
yeah.
And if Yo's up against anyone else who's like kind of strategic and a slow builder like him, he usually wins.
Yes.
So I think stylistically, even though there's no tournament history between these two, I think Yo will be very, very comfortable.
Yeah, I think if Yo had to pick a player to match up against first and maybe get some experience, it would have been Sorokuma. But it is a play all 3, right? So when you're looking at something like this, and you're Sorokuma and you're thinking, well, maybe I can't win the set against Mr. Yo on day number 1. I got to get acclimated. Let's just take one game.
Yeah.
Let's prioritize a civ and a strat and a map that I know I have a very good chance of winning, and then I'll carry that point forward into the next set that maybe is a little bit more viable for me.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, one win here, snagging another win tomorrow, it could make all the difference on a certain matchup or how things play out. So it'll be fun. I think for players, it's good to have. Sometimes you travel such a long distance, and then it's like, okay, must win, best of 5, boom, do or die, like right away. Like the play all 3s, while it is still a pretty condensed format here, it's only 5 days.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice way to ease yourself into it, which is good for Sorokuma. And maybe Mr. Yo. I thought it was interesting. Jordan said that he actually thinks Sorokuma could win this just because Yo's such a slow starter in tournaments.
He is, and I talked to a few players yesterday. I was asking them about this matchup, and they said, watch out for Sorokuma on the water maps, because that's where he really thrives, right? And I think water maps do benefit slower players in general, right? And we have Amazonia. We have that late game water map. I don't know what civ he'll go for there. He could go for Malay, could go for Portuguese. Georgians are also very good on that map.
Yeah.
Especially
So
against a civ without Bomberkin, and like Georgians are also very good on that map.
Yeah,
especially
so
against a civ without Bomberkin and like Chinese. If Yo is going to pick that, so we should be going into game number 1 soon. Pick that, so we should be going into game number 1 soon. Thank you, everyone, for being here, for tuning in this early. We got a full day of matches. We have 18 games in front of us today. We have new casters as well at LAN events. Daniela's making her first appearance here, which should be sick. And game number 1 is coming right up from the Brazilian Dynasty. We should be in here soon. And there we are, immediately. Araucarius, game number 1. We are slightly delayed here, 4 minutes in, but we've got Sorokuma playing as Burgundians and Yo playing as the Mayans. So I was right about the civ selection for both of them.
Yeah, so obviously there's a lot to catch up on here. But we've got the boars coming in underneath the town center for both players. So you've got these different tunnels, very similar to a map called Triple Tunnel.
Yep.
And neither player, both players shouldn't be doing fine. I think Sorokuma is not going to lose that villager, and they got a lot of extra food now. So this is the start where you're going to really need to focus is the middle channel, because that's the fastest way that they can access the other. And then long term, if we do go late, those golds in the middle become really, really valuable.
Yeah, so like you said, there was 3 boars, or javelinas rather, on each side. Each of those has 300 food on them, and we've seen multiple people lose villagers in this instance. And we actually see Yo, he's already lost his eagle, or multiple people lose villagers in this instance. And we actually see Yo, he's already lost his eagle early. So I don't know if that yeeted into the town center, or if it looks like it took a fight against the scout from Sorakuma. So Sorakuma has a lot of information here. Yo doesn't have so much. He can assume that Sorakuma will go for those docks and try and get the fishing ships up, but he doesn't know. He's going to have to get some info so that Sorakuma just can't get away with murder and maybe just free boom behind this.
Yeah, it's really good for Sorakuma. It must have been a villager or something that killed it, because the scout isn't credited with the kill.
True, yep.
But it's actually really nice for Sorakuma that Yo can't scout around the map right now and get a feel for what the map looks like. A barracks is going to be on the way up here from Yo. But I would assume, as Sorakuma is actually going to mix in some fish here, I would assume that Mr. Yo is not going to do that. I think Mr. Yo was happy with the additional villager you have with the Mayans. Here is this was the fight that we had missed out on. Thank you, Vodka.
So Sorakuma got those 2 from the center, and he actually, I mean, that's a lot of idle time for him. That is a ton of idle time for those 2 villagers, but also for Mr. Yo losing that eagle. It almost feels worth it for Sorakuma.
Kind of curious, though, because it said the scout didn't get the kill, so a villager must have eventually got the final hit there. We might not even need to eventually show this, because it might be 3 minutes later, but that eagle goes down to a vill most likely. We might not even need to eventually show this, because it might be 3 minutes later, but that eagle goes down to a vill most likely. But Mayans, weakness in a standard start is your house right away, so you have to get loom right away. Weakness in a standard start is your house right away, so you have to get loom right away. So you're not really taking advantage of that additional vill until after the other opponent is loomed. 20 population later, 9 villagers start becomes a 10 villagers start for the Mayans. You're not instantly housed. So Mayans much stronger here in a 9 vill start, in my opinion. Very smooth start for Yo, and I think because of all that, you can be okay with skipping out on the fishing ships.
Do you feel very comfortable in this Civ matchup, though, with the option to add Flemish Militia for Burgundians? Like, it feels like an instant solution to the Eagles, right? And then you just add a range at some point. You can manage that, and you see the second wood upgrade already coming in for the Burgundians. Only they can do that in Feudal Age. And also the dock as well. So Sorakuma is just going to slowly wall up the front side of his base. He's going to expand his eco. He's going to try and catch up to that early eco boost from the mines, which he's already done. And then the Flemish Militia are a serious threat to miss eco boost from the mines, which he's already done. And then the Flemish Militia are a serious threat to Mr. Yo. Like, he has to small wall everything. He has to keep all of his archers back to track that. It's just such an easy buildup from Sorakuma. It's an excellent Civ selection here in the Burgundians.
I agree. I think if he is just able to play secure behind this over the next 3 minutes, he's in a really good position. I don't know if it's overly ambitious here, but I think you could maybe slowly wall to kind of protect that really good position. I don't know if it's overly ambitious here, but I think you could maybe slowly wall to kind of protect that pond long term.
I think he will, yeah.
Because he's got his buildings going up along the front of his base. Yo's going to be, because he's got his buildings going up along the front of his base. Yo's going to be chasing him for a while here. Eventually, though, Yo is going to make it to your base, so you can't just rely on no military after the Flemish Militia here.
Yeah, you keep them distracted for as long as you possibly can, though. Fletching's not even in yet from Yo, so there's still not a huge threat.
It's a lot of army.
And there's a lot of Flemish Militia coming forward. Yo's going to go for a defensive tower, but now skirmishers being mixed in there too. So good job from Yo to wall off that tower, but I mean, the pressure is on him, and the eco is being expanded at home.
Yeah, let's not forget, these are the first picks for the players, right? If I'm not mistaken, Burgundians, Mayans. So both players had very strong feelings on which Civ was going to be dominant here, but so far,
he's in.
Sorakuma had very strong feelings on which Civ was going to be dominant here, but so far,
he's in.
Sorakuma looking amazing to start off his first LAN ever, and that tower is denied by the Flemish Militia.
Yeah, tower a little bit ambitious. Yo didn't see the military coming forward early, and now Yo first game of a LAN struggles for him. We've seen this before. Sorokuma applying all of the pressure. He looks super ready here, and he's already sniped a villager from Mr. Yo.
He's got 9 Flemish Militia more in queue. He's got 5 Skirms more in queue. And it's just this slow cook of a build here from Mr. Yo. He just needs more military. And the main military that he was going to make was all gold military. So he's pushed off of his gold. He's not able to make archers or eagles right now. This is just horrible for Mr. Military. So he's pushed off of his gold. He's not able to make archers or eagles right now. This is just horrible for Mr. Yo.
And there's the blacksmith from Sorokuma, so he's getting his upgrades. He's finally queuing some more fishing ships. Mr. Yo, 3 archers. 3 archers to stop this. We look at the army from Sorokuma, 6 skirmishers, 11 Flemish militia. I mean, how does Mr. Yo even stabilize from this position, let alone think about attacking?
Yeah, well, you hope Walls will give you some time because you've got basically nothing. But honestly, I think the Flemish militia, if they research arson, are going to be through that house foundation pretty damn quick. Now, fletching isn't in yet. The skirms and could be much stronger here for Sorokuma, but I think the core of the buildup is still really, really clean, and he's probably focusing heavily on his economy right now.
Yeah, and he's focusing heavily on production as well. Like, he will make up for the lack of upgrades in sheer numbers. And there's fletching right there. Still, 3 archers for Yo, and he's got double-range skirmishers now coming out as he tries to push this away. I think the wall is now coming down from Sorokuma. He's doing it with houses. He's making more fishing ships. He can add a second dock.
It's perfect.
And this is about as perfect of a start as you can ask for a new LAN event participant here in Sorokuma against one of the legends of the game.
I mean, it doesn't seem like he's in the biggest moment of his career. It just seems like it's another day in the office for him right now. It's super smooth. I'm gonna add, it is 23 military versus 10. You can continue to pile on the pressure, but I think Sorokuma could start to think about Castle Age a little bit. Maybe invest into some farms, maybe use the market to balance out his res. But yeah, he can actually scale this military very nicely. He just doesn't want to lose half of his army as Mr. Yo finally getting a decent engagement on the backside here.
Yeah, somehow still alive, right? Somehow still alive. He prioritized the areas like at the back, that wall, so he couldn't get hit on the wood line. Armor upgrade now on the way for Sorokuma. Don't know if that's going to be the most effective thing here, but it will help him keep Mr. Yo in his base. The problem for me right now is that he's really not banking res to prepare for Castle Age, and Mr. Yo is.
Yeah, well, Mr. Yo, Mayans have a way of staying in these games.
Arson.
And the one thing, even though Mr. Yo's been under a lot of pressure, look at the KD. It's only 3 to 5. So it's like he hasn't lost that many units. He's also conserved his archers nicely. And yes, the second he gets to Castle Age, he gets Bod Canera, upgrades his army. This army is dangerous. And so Sorokuma, he has had the map position, but now his army's kind of separated from each other. They're not all working together here. It could start to lose some numbers here.
Yeah, but he brings more skirms forward. Mr. Yo's resources looking really nice. Remember, these Flemish militia automatically upgrade in Castle Age. So you'd love to be able to keep this number alive and get that upgrade as soon as you hit Castle. He does lose a few of them. Arson did come in behind this. So the house needs to be repaired with 3 villagers. That's not bad damage, even though you're not killing vills.
Thing is, if that archer range doesn't go down, it doesn't matter if it's weak. Mr. Yo can still produce out of it, right? So I think Mr. Yo he's in a position where he can actually hold on here. He's going to drop a tower.
Castle Age coming in.
But he's on the way to Castle Age,
Damn, how does he do it? Like, how did he not take more damage from this? It was overwhelming pressure. It's still a good position for Sorokuma. That house at the back does not have enough repairers on it right now. Sorokuma threatening to go in there. He's still killing the archer range at the front. Mr. Yo trying to save that. And Sorokuma is still ahead by 1,000 extra res collected.
Yeah, Yo's done a really nice job to section off different armies here, right? It's been an army on either side. Whether it's a house wall or a tower, he's always had enough resistance. And here he's going to clear this. The Flemish militia, while they are like a strong unit and very menacing, it does cost a decent amount of res, right? And so that's been the difference. And now we see a majority of the Flemish militia go down. I think Yo's back in this game right now.
Another good attack from Sorokuma, though. Dives under the tower as he was taking the fight on the back hill. Mr. Yo forced to go for another tower, and Sorokuma is finishing the wall at home as he's dodging the shots underneath the tower. It's a precarious position here for him. Mr. Yo can clean up this army and then start to push forward.
It's kind of crazy that behind all this, though, Sorakuma's had Bosal, right?
Yes.
It's just so, like, an extended Feudal Age game, so nice when you have that upgrade in the Feudal Age, which only the Burgundians do.
Look at the KD, man.
Yeah, Yo's
Yo
recovered
is
it.
just taking great fights.
Yo's recovered this to the point where he's going to be with upgrades for 90 seconds before Sorakuma is, and I think Yo's going to be able to do a lot with this, Dave. Second town center, could snipe some fishing ships. There will be exposed villagers on the other side of the walls. This is where this is the first, like the opening was the first true test for Sorakuma. Now it's like, this is where the big boys shine or die right now. It's like, how are you going to hold against Mr. Yo when he has the upgrade advantage?
And Sorakuma is trying to take the fight right now before those upgrades come in, but it's only 7 seconds away until Bod can arrow, so he's got to be very, very careful here. Mr. Yo is just going to be picking off the numbers. Now he has to wait, and Mr. Yo wants to pressure while he has the upgrade advantage. University coming down immediately from Yo, so he's going to go heavy into military, try and take that map control, and trying to punish the boom from Sorakuma, as Sorakuma now investing into like fishing lines, right?
I mean, ballistics is never bad, right? And maybe the university can help for other things, but I think there's a much stronger argument for siege here. You have 9 crossbowmen. Your opponent has skirmisher. So I really think instant siege workshop from Mr. Yo in the middle would have maybe been a better play here because mangonels are going to be needed if there's going to be skirms out there.
I think he might have been nervous about the potential of those Castle Age Flemish militia.
Are going to be needed if there's going to be skirms out there.
I think he might have been nervous about the potential of those Castle Age Flemish militia just coming out and sniping the mangonels immediately, right? So he wants to take map control. He knows that the pawns will likely have fishing ships on them, so he can shut that down. He can shut down the gold, the stone here at the front side. Ballistics is actually on the way first for Sorakuma.
Look at the upgrades, too.
Yeah, so many.
He's got so many
He even
upgrades.
has heavy plow right now. He got that while he was going up to the Castle Age. And a TC to protect that gold. That's a very valuable position there if he can get that TC up.
Yeah. Yo actually just cancels ballistics. He doesn't go for it. I think it's a correct play. Does make you think, what if he would have gone Siege Workshop initially, but it's the right call now to go for the Siege Workshop. He needs something more than just crossbowmen right now.
Yeah, and he's starting to produce Eagles as well. But again, if Sorakuma is walled, if Sorakuma has a town center to protect at the front, and he's got the Flemish militia, I struggle to see what a small Sorakuma has a town center to protect at the front, and he's got the Flemish militia. I struggle to see what a small number of Eagles can do for Mr. Yo, as Sorakuma thought about this super aggressive Siege Workshop, places it a little bit more defensive, and both players are now just going to have some Mangonel wars in the center.
I'm really curious if there's any value back here. Yeah, because Sorakuma has no clue. He's no clue, but actually there's huge value to be found if he keeps moving. And Yo realizes that army's blue. He's no clue, but actually there's huge value to be found if he keeps moving. And Yo realizes that army's probably gone through. I mean,
there's still a hole. There's still a gap there.
There's
still a gap there. Oh, no, she didn't build in time, and there is value. And Ballistics is in for the skirmishers. We got the upgraded Flemish militia. Yo's going to have to bring a lot back to deal with
That's so
this.
annoying. I think he's got an exposed woodline back here too, Dave. Where it's still there from before, and he has to drop 2 towers. Wow, this is some great value. I think Sorakuma's whole army could just die to these towers. It still forced a lot of struggle from Mr. Yo, but there is a pressure from Yo. He kills some vills, and he knows there's siege from Sorakuma.
Yeah, there is a distraction, and that opens the door for maybe some good fights.
And he knows there's siege from Sorakuma.
Yeah, there is a distraction, and that opens the door for maybe some good fights here for Mr. Yo, as we see Sorakuma with Ballistics at the back there sniping farmers. Yo doesn't want to get too close to that Siege Workshop. And Sorakuma still taking advantage of the much better economy behind this. Like 2K extra res collected for him.
Yo has no choice. He has to push that Siege Workshop. And it's a really uncomfortable situation, but that is your win condition now. You have to take down that workshop, win the siege engagements, and probably drop a castle at Sorakuma's TC, because the rest of your economy is in shambles.
And he's been trying to get the Eagle upgrades. He's trying to make a switch into that. He's got so much gold. Usually you're bottlenecked on gold for the Eagles, but now Mr. Yo only has 6 on food.
Yeah.
So he can't really produce at all.
I think Yo's going to
gold for the Eagles, but now Mr. Yo only has 6 on food.
Yeah.
So he can't really produce at all.
I think Yo's going to try and clear this first. If he can clear this, then he can focus all of his attention on the front, and that's a good start. That is not a bad start at all. And there goes Mr. Yo back to the front. Sorakuma's being patient here. He's got 2 mangonels in there. Oftentimes, players are just gonna pop out every time they have one. but he's actually waiting. And now he hops out.
Nah.
And now he hops out again.
Yo dodges the
Hops out again.
Yo dodges the first shot. He doesn't dodge the second one, and he definitely didn't dodge that one against the crossbows. And now the skirmishers are running in, and Sorakuma's going to just try and take an crossbows. And now the skirmishers are running in, and Sorakuma's going to just try and take an excellent trade here. Mr. Yo not landing the shots with his Mangonel, and there's certainly another Mangonel on the way. There's actually 3 Mangonels on the way from Sorakuma.
Yeah, the 3 Mangonels is maybe a bit of signs of the panic, right? But it is the perfect thing for this situation because you still have to hold the front. There's enough stone for Yo. He knows he's behind right now. And that if he gets a castle up here, it changes this game. We might see the villagers come forward.
Man, Mr. Yo really fighting for this position, but Sorakuma pops out. He gets another one, and Yo can't hang around for too long. The army from Mr. Yo, 11. Sorakuma has doubled him up again, and there's the castle for Yo. As he knows he needs to secure this position, he's sent enough villagers.
Yeah, really nice composition here from Sorakuma, and he sees the castle too. Can he deny this castle? That's a lot of villagers building.
It's going to be close.
Yes, can he deny this castle? That's a lot of villagers building.
It's going to be close.
Yes.
It's going to be close. He keeps the Mangonel alive. He's killed the Mangonel from Yo. What a start for Sorakuma here in his first ever LAN event.
That's actually incredible micro from Sorakuma. Everything went perfectly there. The Mangonels hitting the Vills, the army taking down the Mangonels, and he might just deny this castle. The percentage cannot be far away. It's 93%. Are we going to have our first castle denied to start the tournament? We will.
It's not going up. It's
Wow.
not going up. And, you know, sometimes you can't see much expression on Yo's face, but right now it looks kind of little defeated. It might go up. It does
go up. But at what cost?
Yeah,
Right? But at what
everything.
cost? Honestly, that micro is insane from Sorakuma.
Go up. It does
go up. But at what cost?
Yeah,
Right? But at what
everything.
cost? Honestly, that micro is insane from Sorakuma. Like, I would misclick the castle there once. I'd lose one of my Mangonels versus the 2. He's done such a good job. Now, this isn't job done yet, but if he just holds now, like that castle doesn't truly damage him, he should have the significant eco lead to be able to get to the Imperial Age. But let's see. Mr. Yo will have plumes. I remember many famous games with Mr. Yo playing with plumed archers over the years. Maybe that's the ticket for him right now.
I think the key for Sorakuma, keep taking the one-to-one trades with the Mangonel if you can get it, and then go on to stone and maybe try and get a castle of your own, just for some security, right?
Yeah,
Your eco is so far in front right now. You also want to start thinking about these relics on the side with Burgundians.
Yeah. It's a weird one, though. If you feel you have as significant a lead as you do, you might even just skip the relics.
Yo's going to go for another castle.
Yeah, I mean, Yo,
and
he has
Sorakuma
to.
knows this.
Yeah.
And Yo is going to get real aggressive with this castle. He's trying to win the Mangonel fights first, but that's a huge clear up there for Sorakuma. This is a bad spot for Mr. Yo.
I mean, poor Yo, he's doing the right things. He has to go for a forward castle. He's that far behind, but he cannot win an engagement. And in this, like, zero ping scenario, this LAN environment, Sorakuma continues to just absolutely crush, and that's going to be another raiding army.
Yep.
I mean, he doesn't have to do this. He just wins the game if he holds the front, but he's so confident in his play that he's also going for the counter.
Yeah, it's the right move.
Yeah.
It's the right move. You can't let Mr. Yo just focus on this area for free, right?
Yeah.
I know it's very unlikely he gets that castle up. It's very unlikely he wins the game from here. But raids like this are 100% necessary, and you don't need this army on the front side of your Sorakuma.
Yep.
He's done a fabulous job this game, just containing Yo. And again, Yo's distracted at the back, and what happens? Splat at the front side.
Yo says, get me out of here. Get me out of here. I fought on for a while, but I got to get out of this game quickly. Actually, both players, a lot more micro than we typically see if capture rate is to be believed. But Sorakuma, our underdog, I'd say the biggest underdog out of all the 12 players here, played like a beast to start off the tournament.
Yes, and we had questions about how he was going to handle the environment.
So good.
First LAN event. The question I have questions about how he was going to handle the environment.
So good.
First LAN event. The question I have now after this game is, are the nerves higher or lower after you take that first victory?
Yeah,
because
well,
suddenly you've got some confidence in yourself.
Yeah, quote that I heard from Miguel here when we were teamed in Team Game Tournament. Sometimes it's the hope that kills you, right? He told that to me after I had a good moment when we were playing a team game. It's like before that good moment, you feel like, oh, I'm the underdog. I have nothing to lose. But then when you're in a situation where you're like, okay, I should take advantage of this. This is my moment. The nerves can spike. But Dave, those nerves come in the game.
Yeah.
And there's maybe some slight signs of it, but he just kept pushing. I thought it was, from a preparation standpoint, way better than what Mr. Yo had in game number 1.
Yeah.
Like, that's first pick from both Mayans, Burgundians. Burgundians just looked so good there, and he used it perfectly.
Maybe some learning moments here for Yo as well, right? If he's up against Burgundians with Mayans, just going one range archers.
Yeah.
And the gold isn't secured yet. Like, there's so much pressure coming forward.
Well,
from Sorokuma.
remember Mr.
Pressure coming forward.
Well,
from Sorokuma.
remember Mr. Yo banned like 3 civs, which are played in a very unique way. As
Yeah.
we see this castle get denied, Mapuche, Incas, all these civs. Burgundians was played so perfectly. Now, from a draft perspective, it's easy to be like, well, why not ban Burgundians, right? But that's just what Sorokuma makes you think because he played that well. So I'm immediately thinking, what's Yo going to go to the drawing board with? He's got Tepui, which is one of the new maps. Think Socotra style. So the outside of the map you can't ever access. You're all fighting on the front. Wood lines, gold, stones, everything, berries, even push towards the front. So I do want to call out here, this map, I think we're going to have a bit of meta evolving over 5 days.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be some strategies hidden. I could see, this sounds crazy, but like a really sneaky fast castle, like Romans, Double Siege Workshop Scorpions. This sounds crazy, but like a really sneaky fast castle, like Romans, Double Siege Workshop Scorpions. I've been theorizing. Every player I've told about this says it's crap. But
Viper especially is not impressed. He was not impressed.
To be fair, I only told like 2 or 3 players, but I really think like immediate militia, like nonstop army,
Yeah,
because you're
insta
so
barracks,
close. Like
yeah.
insta barracks could be really good with some civs. But Mr. Yo's not. He doesn't do any of the things I just said.
Yeah.
He's gonna want like a normal, chill game. And remember, Mr. Yo on Socotra loves those types of maps.
Yep.
I could see him going for any of these civs here.
Well, Tepui, I mean, he's got options for sure, right?
Yeah,
Japanese
yeah.
men-at-arms into archers or
Yeah.
something like that, or maybe Drush. Chinese, you just, kind of defend with a better eco. Ethiopians, you could get really, really solid pushes with your extra 100 food and extra 100 gold.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then Sicilians as well. The donjons are
the
always a
donjons
threat.
could be huge
Yeah,
because
they
you're
could be
really
massive.
close.
Yeah.
Also could be ever so slight counter pick as well, right? Like, think about it from Yo's perspective. It's only a play all 3. Let's say you're really happy with Japanese, Chinese, Ethiopians. Sorokuma does some pretty crazy stuff. You just pick up Sicilians at the end there, so
Yeah.
he can't snag it.
Or maybe for some mind games as well, right?
Yeah, could be. Could be. I see Georgians on Sorokuma's side.
Georgians, I think, is for Amazonia. They're
Mm.
very good there. Portuguese is also potential there. Malay, Romans, not so much. But I was talking to Dark yesterday, and he said Georgians are just fantastic on Amazonia. And it makes sense.
They're good everywhere.
It makes
though.
sense,
You know,
yeah.
it's like one of those Portuguese and Georgians are perfect for the draft because you can play them on any map, and they're
Mhm.
going to be top tier probably. Which is always good from the guessing game perspective too. But I just want to say thanks to everyone for watching. Welcome in everybody. Day 1. Had a hiccup or two. I want to say thanks to everyone for watching. Welcome in everybody. Day 1. Had a hiccup or two this morning, but beyond that, I think everything's running pretty smooth. So welcome everybody.
Well,
Very happy
we
to
don't
be
know,
here.
but
Yeah. I'm
We're just
assuming.
here.
I'm assuming everything could be burning down in the back room right now. I have no clue. I'm not stressed.
yeah.
I'm not stressed. So hopefully viewers are having a good time. We appreciate everyone being here. It's crazy. We were on the rooftop of this building yesterday,
Yeah.
and Dave was like, "It's crazy where life takes you," you know.
Yeah.
So pretty sick to be here, and here we are. Again, this is a new map. It's Tepui. You're very, 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 very close. Yo has already located Sorokuma, and he's gonna get the lane. And I think you should be doing this. Every player should be doing this. It's very hard to push in the deer. We'll see this whole journey from should be doing this. Every player should be doing this. It's very hard to push in the deer. We'll see this whole journey from Sorokuma. So you choose to push in the deer, you're going to lose 200 food with losing the capybaras there.
One thing that's consistent about all of these maps, and one thing I think T-West did really well when he scripted them, there's a huge priority on scouting early to get the extra resources. You'll see it later on Amazonia especially.
Yeah.
There's so many capybara, or like herdables that you can grab. There's so many foxes around. There's so many extra resources. So you can't just sit there like on a lot of other tournament maps and just push your deer.
Yeah.
And have a consistent build. Like you're going to give up so many resources to your opponents as we see Sorokuma sneaking out for a very, very long distance mill over here. Maybe he's counting on the fact that Yo won't find this.
Maybe. I mean, I was not expecting that, to be honest, Dave. But he goes mill before lumber camp, and Yo has gone lumber camp already. Now he's going for the mill.
Maybe he wanted to find some. Are there extra berries on this map?
I don't know if there's extra.
Maybe he wanted to find some. Are there extra berries on this map?
I don't know
Maybe
if
he
there's
wanted to
extra.
find some
I don't
with
know if there's extra.
Portuguese. There's
I think he
berries
just-
there. Okay, so he wasn't looking for a berry patch.
To be honest, I think that's just pure adaptation because where the chickens are and where the deer are can be ever so slightly random. But what I like to scan right now is actually the golds and the stones, and just a reminder where they are. Right, like on the front of everyone's base,
Brutal.
You've got brutal golds and
Yeah.
stones, and that's why Yost picks Sicilians because he wants to go for the donjon. He can build one defensively, make some sergeants to then build more donjons. This could be like a full feudal from him. To then build more donjons. This could be like a full feudal from him. So very different in build different styles here. I think that Sorokuma has overall good economy, cheaper gold. Very different in build different styles here. I think that Sorokuma has overall good economy, cheaper gold units with the Portuguese should help him, but I would be very concerned if I'm Sorokuma that I'm going to lose my. But I would be very concerned if I'm Sorokuma that I'm going to lose my gold and my wood line to a donjon here.
What's the opening here for Sorokuma? Because I mean, in today's Age of Empires 2, 20 population is still a little bit late for the type of strategy that Mr. Yo is going to go for. It's going to be hard to counter. Is it just going to be archers from him?
I think he's definitely going to make archers at some point. My intuition tells me that if he goes 20 pop, that extra eco added is actually for delayed man-at-arms. I think it's doable. We'll see what the barracks looks like. He's trying to figure it out. He's got more going to stragglers. It's going to take some time.
It's tough to get the wood when you go mill first, right?
But
it's tough to have that wood in the bank.
What I don't want here for Sorokuma, first off, I don't want militia getting trapped between the woodline and the stone there. But I really don't want you just reacting the whole time. Like, I think a little bit of army over at Yo's base attacking some houses, like pressuring his eco, will be valuable. And on that note, it's hard to pressure that eco with the donjon sitting there.
Well, I
isn't
mean,
it?
you see Sorokuma, he's not even on gold right now. He's taking foxes. So he's really utilizing the map here. If he wants to go men-at-arms like you suspect, and there we go. That's an excellent call out from you. He's looking around for those foxes, and he's taking all the extra resources on this map because it's so limited. And it's so exposed, right? And he probably assumes the sergeants are going to come in and cut off his gold.
Listen, a lot of you build order nerds out there, they might be saying, these militia are late from Sorokuma in a very judgmental tone, right? Nerds out there, they might be saying, these militia are late from Sorokuma in a very judgmental tone, right? And actually, apparently, Nilly is saying that on the couch to the side. But I like this as Nilly is laughing because I saying that on the couch to the side. But I like this as Nilly is laughing because I probably use the Nilly tone there as well. But I really like it because otherwise, your archer range comes up. You got two archers waiting for the inevitable. So let's see where he can actually apply pressure. There's the sergeant now, and there's the archer range.
I don't know about these, Tristan. Feeling a little bit late. Feeling a little bit late.
Hey, you just listen. There's, I've the last 2 months I've been real happy with my late man-at-arms. All right, the extra 2 vills just really goes a long way with my eco.
Well, and he's going to be able to add archers right after this, and. Again, the foxes are a huge addition.
Yeah.
The foxes, you'll see them in a lot of these maps. You'll hear them on a lot of these maps.
Oh, yeah.
And it, combined with the Portuguese discount, just means that he can go men-at-arms, he can go archers without having to build that mining camp, and it's just such a tight build here.
The man-at-arms have given Sorokuma initiative, and Mr. Yo has had to chase here, and he's already chasing the player in the series. However, the man-at-arms get trapped there, and Mr. Yo is going to box that right back. I think that's really good for Mr. Yo. He does lose some units, though, and Sorokuma gets away.
Yeah, and this is more time Yo is spending at his own base. Again, we saw that last game, right? Sorokuma keeping him penned in, but Mr. Yo takes out another of the men-at-arms. He can't get the scout, and Yo wins that trade. And now the archers aren't going to have that frontline unit to take care of the buildings and threaten the sergeants as well. So he's just going to have to be really defensive now.
So 2 things. First is a funny thing. I'm really curious if Mr. Yo will use auto scout because the map's so small.
He always does, though.
I know. It's like so small. I don't even know if he'll do it. The next thing is no eco upgrades for Sorokuma.
That thing's dead.
And Mr. Yo's got the farm and the wood upgrade. So Mr. Yo, I thought that he was going to go uber aggressive, but he's shaping up into some walls now, and he's actually going to turn this into kind of an economic game.
Yep.
There's the wood upgrade, as we say it, for Sorokuma. Now he gets some wood income from the berries. So there's the wood upgrade, as we say it, for Sorokuma. Now he gets some wood income from the berries. So his eco is pretty smooth, and he's still running around with some vills out there. A little risky, but I guess if Mr. Yo doesn't have the scalp, maybe
yeah,
it's fine.
as soon as he sees these walls, he knows Yo is going to play a little bit more defensively. Skirms are coming out from Yo. No fletching in for Sor, but at the end of the day, he's only got 4 skirms really to worry about, right, with a couple sergeants in front.
We have an interesting meta already.
Ooh.
That, you know, it could be due to the maps, it could be due to the balance or whatever, but game 1, we had a player go unique infantry unit, which you can only make when you make in Feudal Age, which only a couple civs have, and skirms. And now we got the same thing here from Yo. And I know that Yo's not really killing anything right now, but I feel like if you're the Sicilians and you have your farm upgrade for every farm, you're fully walled, I feel like you're pretty happy with your situation. A tower
it's a
from
very
Sorokuma.
interesting tower. Usually you don't want to build it quite like that because it's tough for the villagers to get there to garrison into.
Yeah.
But with the way that he walled, it actually works out for him. And again, dude, he's banking on the fact, and especially now that he killed the scout, he's
Ooh.
banking on the fact that Yo's not going to come over here.
It's kind of funny because Yo's looking
He's
with that
so
one sergeant.
close. Yeah.
Yo might see the 1 mil and not see the vills and then assume that the villagers have gone away. But yeah,
this is helping the food count from Sorokuma. It's looking really solid right now.
does he see the other foxes that are out there too? Because if he sees those 2 foxes, oh, that would be really
You
nice.
get the gold, go up to Castle Age pretty early. Adding in another men-at-arms.
Vodka, you guys don't know this, and neither do I because we don't have a cam on him, but Vodka had a slight grin on his face clicking those foxes
Yes.
because he knows how loud they are.
Got a
But
hotkey queued up with that. Sorokuma sending a...
the foxes, like the pro observer he is,
Interesting.
more men-at-arms from Sorokuma. He's not canceling production. He's going to actually add more military here.
And does he attempt to cut off this army, or does he just pressure right away and ignore the skirms? You can't really leave them back there for too long, because then they'll come back and clear up your archers.
Well, they are really close, so you might just be able to pressure the base as well. Like, Mr. Yo's woodline is still a problem, but fletching isn't in at all for Sorokuma, so the archers won't do nearly as much as he was hoping for. And he gets himself a little trapped, and Yo senses the pressure and just backs away.
I think he thinks...
Archers won't do nearly as much as he was hoping for. And he gets himself a little trapped, and Yo senses the pressure and just backs away.
I think he thinks he has fletching.
Yeah.
I think he's forgotten about it. He was trying to pick away at those skirms. Doesn't have that tech. It's brutal for him. He does have decent resources, especially if he finds the foxes in the north, which I think he might have actually found.
He's playing the game like he has fletching, and I think Mr. Yo believes he has fletching because of the confidence.
Yeah, true. True.
Like, this is a man.
And when you see 8 archers, you're not really checking like, oh, does this guy have fletching?
Yeah,
you just
we're-
assume he has
exactly.
fletching.
Yeah, I mean, there's some real life advice. Just go throughout life acting like you have fletching, guys. Fake it till you make
Exactly.
it. But it kind of is nice to research it at certain points so you can start ranging things.
He'll know once the villagers are like just tickled by the damage.
Yeah, let's see. Right here, he's going to realize.
Yeah.
But at this point, you might just want to delay it anyways. And he's still making Mr. Yo chase him down. And the micro from Sorokuma is fantastic.
He's kept some of those archers alive. Castle Age click at the same time for both players. Both of them have walls. Sorokuma taking advantage of some of the extra res on the map. He's got a little bit of the momentum here as his army is forward, and he's sending more out to stone. So he's thinking maybe organ guns.
Oh, dude, Sorokuma not having fletching, though, is real painful because it's going to be range units to support the map to eventually drop that castle.
He could be ranging that whole woodline.
I know.
Tournament nerves a little bit.
Yeah.
Not double checking things, right? He's still doing a fantastic job regardless of missing that tech. Still taking the resources on the outside. He does notice now fletching is coming in for Sorokuma.
Dude, with Yo's army being primarily skirmishers,
Fletching is coming in for Sorokuma.
dude, with Yo's army being primarily skirmishers, even if you lose some of your archers here, I don't hate just bringing Vills to drop the castle anyways, because you're not going to lose that much.
Yeah.
If you just plop that castle down right on Yo's ranges, it's risky, but that goes up, that's a game winner right there.
You cut off production. You also take out the gold, the stone, the donjon right there. The only risk, I think, for Sorokuma coming forward is he did snipe a villager, first villager kill of the game, is if Yo had some sergeants in reserve and he hits Castle Age around the same time.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, but Yo isn't doing that.
Sergeants in reserve and he hits Castle Age around the same time.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, but Yo isn't doing that, but of course we only get to see that.
Dude, the pressure from Sorokuma these first 2 games, like he just refuses to let Yo leave his base.
Yeah, to anyone who's new, they're like, oh yeah, Sorokuma's the one who's been playing in LAN events. Sorokuma's the favorite, just with his confidence. It's been amazing.
Castle Age for both. Where's that confidence when you need a forward castle?
Yeah,
though?
dude.
You
Yeah,
know,
dude.
like, where is it?
Especially with the timing here. I agree. Maybe if he was in Castle Age 30 seconds before Yo.
Yeah, he also
could
didn't have the
consider it.
stone. Like,
Yeah.
Cav Archer's now coming out for Mr. Yo. Let's see how Sorokuma manages that. If he does get the castle up, it'll be incredibly difficult for Yo to get damage on Sorokuma's base. And also, Organ Guns are going to be a bit of a threat to any sort of range unit he's going to make. He'll have to go into siege again. Still hasn't been discovered on this side. Is any sort of range unit he's going to make. He'll have to go into siege again. Still hasn't been discovered on this side. Is crazy to me.
Yeah, and Cav Archer, and that's more of a scout than anything to see what Yo is doing. We'll see Yo is adding Cav Archers.
Thoughts on
And-
Sicilian Cav Archer?
I
mean, decent.
I respect them.
Yeah.
But, respect them for now. I think it's more of a now unit long term. They're not the best. But again, if you just mix in mangonels, I don't really think organ guns are that dangerous here. And I think Yo should have the knowledge to know that. So Mr. Yo, we'll see the castle. I think he's got to be letting out a bit of a sigh of relief here that castle wasn't any closer to him.
Ooh, he's found it.
He's got to be letting out a bit of a sigh of relief here that castle wasn't any closer to him.
Ooh, he's found it. He finally found them. 4 villagers over here. Sorokuma's like, I'm going to leave while he's not paying attention to that sergeant.
He found it
and
with
he
the
is going to
slowest
run
unit.
back. Yep. There's the
Interesting.
siege workshop.
Interesting resources for Yo as
Yeah,
well.
it's so
like,
high.
Yeah.
It's like he's confused on what he needs to make in this situation. He knows
Well-
the mangonel is priority.
The thing is, on a normal map, you spend your food on vills, and the game goes on long. But there's nowhere to move on the outside. You can't move out there. So it's like, Imperial Age feels way more valuable. So I kind of like the call. If Yo can click up to Imp, drop a castle, get to Trebuchets.
Yeah.
I mean, what on earth is Sorokuma supposed to do?
Yeah, Sorokuma's going to be busy grabbing the relics, right? He'll probably feel like he needs redemption as well to try and counter that. And that's a big investment that's going to keep him far away from Imp. And Mr. Yo, look at the resources, folks. He has 46 villagers. He's definitely thinking about Imperial Age soon, and he's probably also thinking about that castle, like you said.
Yeah. This all comes back to the Sicilian farms. He's had so much more food on those farms, so he hasn't had to invest into the eco. These are all the feudal age farms, still having all that extra food. And he snipes a monk there, and to me, a lot of this comes back to the castle from Sorokuma. He was planning on a more aggressive castle, and so it's been all Mr. Yo's.
Yeah, the timing just didn't work out for him.
Yeah.
If he had gotten that castle forward, I don't think Yo can pull off a strat like this. It's excellent problem solving from Yo, though. It's very creative.
Yeah.
To just, especially with Sicilians, which isn't really a civ you think of when you're thinking fast in type of strategy. To go into a castle and then potentially go up to Imp and secure that center area of the map is huge.
Yeah, and Yo just full control right now. He's distracting the opponent. I like the micro from Sorokuma,
There's
though.
the
He's
castle.
been repairing the organ guns. But Mr. Yo needs to get his castle up. Is he getting his castle up? There's organ guns over here. The Mangonel's out of position.
Burr.
Mr. Yo.
Yo, is this a repeat of last game? Mangonel is very, very, very strong against organ guns. He probably just needs to pull the villagers away until he can clear that up. And Mr. Yo did not build the second Castle Age building. He was counting on this castle, counting on this going up, and then he can click up to Imp, and he's floating a lot of res now because of it.
I mean, he will probably get this castle up. It's Sicilian builders. They will build a castle faster. He cleared up most of the army. He only lost 5 vills. But now Sorokuma should know as well what that means.
Redemption coming in for Sorokuma. He's not going to prioritize Imp himself. He's going to go for some more farms behind this.
Okay, hear me out.
Hearing?
You can't go Rams if you're Sorokuma. You can't go Imp.
Yeah.
Petards. You got to take that castle down. Petards. Petards and monks.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't love it.
Hey, listen. I feel like I've said the exact same thing to you when you've suggested petards over the last 10 years. But my instinct would tell me ram that down. You can't ram that castle
No, you
down
can't because the
there's
Siege
mangoes.
Workshop is behind it. Yeah, but you're also not getting really any value from Redemption unless you're planning on going. But you're also not getting really any value from Redemption unless you're planning on going for a huge side push on Yo's base, and that's really not going to work because Yo's already sniffed that out. He's got his mangonels over here. Like, this is the type of thing Yo would do in Sorokuma's position, so he knows that he's going to try and mix it up.
That was dirty micro. Those organ guns should be dead. That's impressive. Imp is such a crazy call for Yo. It's such a good imp time.
The problem solving here was really, really good from him.
I think Sorokuma will not expect imp from Sicilians like this.
No,
Like,
he won't. No.
Even
with the castle forward?
Yeah.
Like, he will just assume that Yo is on stone anyway to make some donjons or something, and then he floated enough to build a castle.
And he's going to try and go imp himself, which is 100% the correct call.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think he's going to expect this Imperial Age time. We might even see a reaction. I don't know how animated Sorokuma is this Imperial Age time. We might even see a reaction. I don't know how animated Sorokuma is because we don't see him at these LAN events.
Yeah.
But like he might be a bit in shock when he sees Imperial Age.
To be fair to Sorokuma, he's done an excellent job banking the resources, and he's going to actually have a pretty good Imperial Age time himself. Plus, he's got Bomber Cannon advantage over Sicilian.
Yeah,
so
true.
Yo's got about 3 minutes to do some significant damage.
But dude, like the Trebs can sit underneath Yo's castle and range the castle and the TCs. Like you don't have to go that far.
What's the follow-up unit from Yo? Does he consider like First Crusade?
I think he is considering it, because he built the barracks, he got squires.
Ooh, that's a dirty dungeon over on the other side.
Dirty Dungeon sounds like a really weird band name.
Yeah, that's a great band name. Or it's a drink. It's the name of a drink.
Dirty Dungeon sounds like a drink at a pirate.
It comes in a tower.
Bar. Yeah.
That is a really good position for Yo to take over on that side, though. Sorokuma goes to the castle on the left. He's probably going to lose the castle in the center, but he does have stone, and he is getting masonry.
Yeah.
So maybe he's planning on just holding this.
I'd like to see the Imp TC. It might have been shown. Just because.
On wood. Ooh.
Okay, so that's the Imp TC. So you got 2 TCs under fire right now. And the wood is all towards the middle. You can't go to the outside wood. Okay, that's your outside wood right there.
So that TC is being ranged by a donjon and a mangonel? No, it's hitting the houses.
Yeah.
That's the handcart TC, okay. The other one is
Yo doesn't have any additional stone right now. So he's just making trebs from one castle, but that's going to be multiple trebs. He might miss. So he's just making trebs from one castle, but that's going to be multiple trebs. He might miss out on his blacksmith though. Sorokuma sneakily converting it, looking to break through.
So what's the follow-up here from Yo? Because it's been a very nice, very nice imp timing here from Sorokuma, and like I said before, chemistry Bomberkin has kind of wrecked Sicilians in this position.
I don't hate light cav. Your opponent's going monks. You're not seeing a whole lot else. You have food.
It's a long tech switch to make, though.
Pikeman.
Now with Pikeman.
That's interesting. I think he's expecting... He must be expecting light cav, or maybe it's a misclick. Oh, arson. That's also surprising. Hold on. I think he just queued up something behind the trap.
First Crusade.
Behind the trap.
I think he's got First Crusade in there.
Yeah, there
so
it is.
he'll add 2 more TCs real quick right now, Mr. Yo. You need a couple more town centers. He's only got 3 at the moment.
Yeah, so you get 5 sergeants per TC you have built when that tech completes.
Yeah, and it's a long tech. It takes a very long time. Sicilian TCs go up very early. He's not going to get a ton of them. I question if it's going to be enough. He has taken out the 1 castle from Sorokuma. Sorokuma is waiting for chemistry to come in. He's only got 1 Treb on the way, and all the relics are being brought back to a safer monastery.
That's hilarious, dude. That's hilarious. Those organ guns are going to be really valuable.
He canceled First Crusade.
Those organ guns are going to be really valuable, but not when they're dead. The Mangonel will clear the entire army. There was a monk there as well. Organ guns are going to be really valuable, but not when they're dead. The Mangonel will clear the entire army. There was a monk there as well. Sorokuma under too much pressure right now.
Yo canceled First Crusade.
Wow.
So he saw that Sorokuma lost that castle. He's clearing up the organ guns over here. He knows he has really good momentum and a really good position. Nothing threatening coming out from Sorokuma, and he's like, I'll put this res into more vills.
Yeah,
He's got
more
4
Trebs.
TCs now. 5th TC on the way. And then
Hey.
eventually he can click First Crusade.
Yeah. I mean, Dave, the Trebs just made such...
5th TC on the way. And then
Hey.
eventually he can click First Crusade.
Yeah. I mean, Dave, the Trebs just made such a difference.
Yeah.
It has been Trebs and Villagers. Like, that's been the difference for Yo. And the 1 or 2 Mangonels. But Fast Imp was 100% the right call.
That's a crazy decision to be made in that situation for Mr. Yo.
Yeah,
like
to
you
cancel
just
that?
got to Castle Age,
Oh, yeah.
and your opponent has a defensive castle, and you don't even have enough stone to make yours yet, and your decision is to immediately go fast in.
Amazing.
Crazy.
It pretty much won in the game.
Yeah.
Like these trebuchets are just way too strong, and we will have some monks. The other benefit of First Crusade is you get some conversion resistance
Yes,
as well.
and he's getting devotion.
And he's getting
too.
devotion, so he's gonna have like the double conversion resistance on all this military that's about to arrive. We're about to have 25 military units instantly for Mr. Yo.
And it's 101 villagers suddenly for him.
So
Such
many.
a solid economy. This is the Yo that we expect, right? This is the genius of AoE 2, and I mean, this is a position that Sorokuma, even with 4 relics, just can't come back from.
Yeah, you can't get to the Trebs, dude. He's housed. Like his eco is just completely all out of sorts here. Sergeants are going to start to spread
Oh, it's a
out and run into
mess.
these different positions.
It's a
and-
mess over here.
Oh god, that's so painful.
Still missing some upgrades from Mr. Yo, but I mean, this army is dangerous enough, and the TC is just tickling them.
Yeah, the other side as well. This is what, 5 of them?
Yeah.
We got the other 15.
Well, good luck
or
converting
20 over
these
here.
as well for these monks.
And the Trebs, look at how lonely those Trebs are for Sorokuma on the left side. Super exposed. Likely they get taken out as well as the villagers. Side. Super exposed. Likely they get taken out as well as the villagers.
Great job from Mr. Yo.
Yeah.
It looked dicey. Great job from Mr. Yo.
Yeah.
It looked dicey there for him. He was being held in his base. Sorokuma maybe has the better late game civ as well with the Portuguese, especially with this matchup. And Yo just takes it to Imperial Age much earlier, and especially with this matchup. And Yo just takes it to Imperial Age much earlier, and he has been steamrolling with these early Trebs and now First Crusade, and he's also got 113 villagers versus 51 from Sorokuma.
Yeah, Sorokuma is fighting on. Hasn't lost yet. You know, it's not a great feeling to be losing at a LAN. It's his first time, but I think he's banking on a little bit too much. He's hoping for hand cannons to be the difference maker, but
Where are you running to?
yeah, you're gonna have nothing left.
There's absolutely nothing here. No TC gaming. He's got 2 monks. He's got some hand cannons now, so he still believes in the tech tree. I don't think he would expect Yo to have 120 villagers at the moment.
No, and I don't think he ever expected Sicilians in the first place.
Lead
And
sergeant villagers at the moment.
no, and I don't think he ever expected Sicilians in the first place.
Lead
And
sergeant.
he was surprised to see Imp from Yo. It was a masterclass build. Super smooth.
Great adaptation. All the way around. Like, you could see what the plan was for Mr. Yo initially, and then he switched into the full walls.
Yep.
And then, based on what Sorokuma was doing early Castle Age, Sorokuma is sending all of his eco to take out this Trep.
They've got nothing else to
Bro,
do.
there's 3 more as well.
They've got nothing else to do. Mr. Yo, here he comes. He's coming for more.
He's out for
He's
blood.
coming for. Mr. Yo, here he comes. He's coming for more.
He's out for
He's
blood.
coming for
He's out
more.
for blood.
Somebody stop him.
Bombard cannon also taking out the Trebs.
Yo's gonna be like, okay. I mean, congrats. You took my Trebs down.
He did take them all out.
Dude, look at the military.
Look at the pop.
Well, forget that. Look at the military pop. Don't look at the Vils. That's cheating.
I'm just Yo is tripled up on Sorokuma's population right now. We
Again.
do have 4 relics though.
Yo,
is something.
Yo hasn't made a single skirm. So
it's fine. He's about to make a lot.
Sergeants do die to hand cannons. They are close. So all of Yo's vills could maybe disappear quickly. Very quickly, it would have to happen, but... I'm just saying, Yo is no wood. So if he's hard committed to Sergeants,
Yeah.
this actually could get kind of weird.
I mean, he's got 1,400 gold. He can figure it out if he needs to, right? 3 on wood is a wild stat right now for Mr. Yo, though. Like, you have 128 villagers, brother.
Yeah.
Stop taking the
He's
chickens.
taking chickens. My man wants his chicken. All right, Sergeants will get converted.
Damn, dude, Sorokuma. I mean,
He's
just
got a chance.
He's slowly building up an army. I mean, the eco's not looking great.
Yeah. But morale is still high somehow for
Morale
Sorokuma.
is high.
I think Yo's got time. And the fact that you don't reseed your farms that consistently is huge for your wood count.
Okay.
But,
so
I mean, here we go.
Here
The
come the
sergeants are getting
sergeants.
destroyed.
And Cannon's doing very, very well against them. Like I said, late game tech tree for Portuguese, especially in a confined area like this. Tech tree for Portuguese, especially in a confined area like this, going to be superior to the Sicilians.
But even losing one bomber cannon is so bad here.
Oh, yeah. And Yo will toss away 30 units to get one bomber cannon.
Yeah, yeah.
And he still hasn't killed it. That's crazy.
Well, you can maybe get it now. Dives in again. That's a lot of military. Victoria from Sorokuma. Let's go, dude. Let's go. We got eco.
Within range, within view of Mr. Yo's units. And Mr. Yo's like, no, dude, we're going for a castle. Sorokuma taps out. Spirit of a warrior right there to continue that one. But like we were saying earlier, amazing adaptation from Yo.
Yeah.
You can just tell he's been around for so long, right? He's so calm. The decision-making there to go imp was not one that I think a lot of players make.
Agreed. Even picking Sicilians there.
Yeah.
You lose your...
That I think a lot of players make.
Agreed. Even picking Sicilians there.
Yeah.
You lose your first game. You go for Sicilians game 2.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild to me. But that, like... This whole series is both the beauty of Mr. Yo as an Age of Empires 2 player and sometimes the disappointment, right? Game 1 happens. You look at the draft. His first pick looked horrible.
Yeah.
He goes down. You're like, that is such a Mr. Yo draft.
Yes.
Now this happens. You're like, that is such a Mr. Yo draft pick right there.
Look
I love it.
Look at the eco. Like, you can see right there when Sorokuma gets to imp, you see that graph go up wildly for Mr. Yo.
Stonks.
That's where he canceled First Crusade, and he's just like, I'm going to boom, because there's no threat here from Sorokuma. Once they take out that first castle, he's only got the castle on the left side, I don't really have to worry about it at all.
I think Sorokuma had a little bit more army to hold the map. Maybe fletching earlier, take slightly better engagements. That castle goes up further forward. And if that castle is even 10 tiles closer to Yo, that's where a lot of those resources were. This is a very good game and a very good intro to what this map is for everyone who hasn't seen it before.
Yeah.
So I expect we're going to see a lot more of the same. I don't know how much Sicilians we're going to see, but maybe a bit of a new meta forming.
Yeah, I don't think that Sorokuma necessarily played this game badly.
If he denies this castle, it's game over.
Yeah, and if
So,
he gets the castle forward as
Yeah,
well
yeah, yeah,
somewhere,
yeah.
it's probably game over as well.
imagine if he had his own Mangonel or one knight there. That's
Yep.
game over. So it was a really good game from Sorokuma. But, like,
Excellent adaptation, though, for Mr. Yo.
it was a really good game from Sorokuma. But, like,
Excellent adaptation, though, for Mr. Yo. Just crazy.
I think at the start of this, if we say Sorokuma snags a win in the play all 3, he's overall pretty happy.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But now I think with how the series has gone and how Sorokuma
This could
started,
go either way.
Yeah, I think actually there'd be disappointment if Sorokuma now loses 2-1,
Yeah.
right? I think he's really going to want this. This should be his map. That'll be Amazonia. This will probably be our longest game of the series, based on how short
This is
some
one
these
of the
games have been.
longest maps. Judging by the qualifiers, this is like the longest map
Yeah,
in this pool.
yeah. So with that in mind, I think my thinking is you have to draft towards the late game potential. Georgian's a very good late game. Roman's, in my opinion, kind of
Yeah, I don't think
Malay,
Romans are really
Malay,
the-
very good late game. So I think
Yeah.
maybe Georgians or Malay.
I
for
think
Sorokuma.
Georgians is probably the play here, right? Malay, you could get timings, but you have to fight land and water here, and you have to have a very good tech tree on both. Georgians have a decent enough water tech tree, and then on the land, the towers are disgusting.
Yeah.
Especially due to the fact that 2 of the civs that Yo has, which he's likely to pick here, do not have bomber. Due to the fact that 2 of the civs that Yo has, which he's likely to pick here, do not have bomber cannon.
Yeah, that was my thinking. Yeah, that was my thinking with Malay versus Georgians. It was strictly, I think I prefer Georgians in the mid game, but if you reach the stage where you don't have bombard cannon, you could feel stuck. And then like Ethiopians on the other side are super good. With bombard cannon. But
I just don't know about the start for Ethiopians.
Same.
Right?
But also like Mr. Yo's a pretty slow starter. Like all his Sicilians don't have a lot of early game bonuses, but he plays towards the late game stuff. So
one thing with Ethiopians that would be underrated on this map, like scouting plays such a huge part of it.
Yeah.
Sending a villager out to just make a line of outposts and you get that huge extended vision with Ethiopians could be a really underrated.
One of my biggest pet peeves is when pros don't build outposts.
Oh my, with Ethiopians?
And
oh my God, I know.
Especially with Ethiopians, dude.
Dude, when I'm playing in a team game and I have Ethiopians, I'm like all caps to my teammates. I'm like,
outposts!
Ethiopian bonus!
Yeah, outposts!
Well, we have Georgians against Japanese. So Mr. Yo has gone for the good early start. Also great towers for them, similar to the Georgians. If we're going to lock down the map late game. He should have a slightly better water tech tree than the Georgians, too, if he takes control of that. And then the fishing ships as well.
Also, late game, dude, like Japanese halbs, incredible to neutralize any of the cav from Georgians. Game, dude, like Japanese halbs, incredible to neutralize any of the cav from Georgians. Japanese cav archers, +2 attack versus other forms of archers. So I think Japanese are actually an insane.
And the trebs, if you get a big treb stack, can just roll around and snipe all of the spawn towers.
Yeah, we've got the players scouting the outside. So they start on this island here. You can get the extra food. I don't know if Yo like used a resource hack or whatever. He found a lot of capybaras out there, man.
A lot of it is just luck, but you can also like scout in a very deliberate way on one side.
Can we see
and bring in a lot of those?
Can we see a scouting? Okay, so he scouted a big circle
there is a ton of capybaras on this map, and like I said before, T-West just did such a good job of designing these and making players prioritize. Like I said before, T-West just did such a good job of designing these and making players prioritize scouting early instead of just pushing. Sorakuma, I'm wondering where his scout is at the moment. He's gone to the same side as Mr. Yo. That's a little bit unfortunate for him.
Yeah, so you're going to eventually want or need to take resources off of this island. You're going to have to cross the bridge, but you have both directions as an option. So scouting is huge, and I think key for both players to scout it, but especially for Yo. If Yo wants to go for man-at-arms, it's a slow military unit. You kind of need to know where that where your opponent's going to be.
Yeah, I think it's just water focus here, right?
Could be.
I don't believe you can get that much value from men-at-arms because when they actually move out, it's a little bit later in the game.
Yeah.
So it'll probably just be water focus. Tato was discussing this map the other day, and he was saying he really likes to build a tower defensively behind his docks so they can't really pressure. And also, with the changes to the fishing ship, can't really pressure. And also, with the changes to the fishing ships garrisoning and the arrows doing less damage, and you can't do it in Dark Age, it's kind of changed the meta a little bit from what we saw earlier on these.
Yeah. We got 5 fishing ships for Sorakuma. He's going to be on the way up. Now, when I think military with Georgians, I would typically expect a scout opening. And
he's
Mr.
going out
Yo,
right away. Okay.
He's leaving his capybaras. Also, the pathing. Oh,
I mean, you don't really need those, right? If he's going to play water, he's going to need wood, basically.
I really hope there's a small percentage of people watching right now who used to use this scenario editor and build bridges, build maps with bridges.
The scout's going to get in. Mr. Yo turns around.
Yeah. Like, I used to make scenarios. I'd have like a massive hill with 1 million bombard towers and Teutonic Knights and Cataphracts and Jaguar Warriors on one side. And then I'd put like just a bunch of unupgraded feudal age archers and spears from the AI on the other side of the bridge. And then I would just click test and I just feast.
And I know you really well. So I think that the name of the maps would be like Tristan's Ultra Cool Super Bridge map.
No.
Version 1.
No, it's literally just like cool map. It starts with cool map. Cool map. But then like you'd have multiple cool maps. So then eventually you add the other adjectives.
Tristan's Super Ultra Cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was probably version 12. Yeah.
See the capybaras? They're just gonna be chilling.
Yeah, they're friends, not food.
Save them for later. Friends, not food. Exactly.
So it's gonna be fires from Sorakuma out of 2 docks. Reaches feudal age slightly faster. Scout HP is actually similar there.
I don't like the fire opening.
Reaches feudal age slightly faster. Scout HP is actually similar there.
I don't like the fire opening. I really don't like the fire opening for Sorokuma. It just gets so hard countered by the Hulks.
Yeah.
And it was funny. I was watching Tato play against Jordan on this map yesterday, and Jordan had a couple Hulks, a couple fires. Tato had 4 Hulks, and he just completely ignored the Dock arrows. He completely ignored the Hulks from Jordan and just ran right through all that damage and sniped the fires and then left.
Yeah.
And there was like nothing they could do about it.
It's so tricky though, because if you get like Hulks are the superior early ship, right? But Hulks do no damage against the docks. So if you are winning the water, it's hard to take down the docks.
I think when you're this far away,
Damage against the docks. So if you are winning the water, it's hard to take down the docks.
I think when you're this far away though, you can't be thinking about taking down docks.
Maybe.
You just have to open Hulk. They just have more damage output. He's already sniped the fishing ship. The docks aren't doing that much against him. He can maybe snipe some villagers as well. And if he ever gets the engagement against the fires, it's going to be huge. Fire Galley is the opening for Sorokuma, but you're going to need quite a few galleys to manage the numbers here for Mr. Yo. I think it's better to open Hulk first, then fire if your opponent's going galley, and then you start massing up galleys behind.
Yeah. I wonder, like, obviously the water matters hugely because they're both committing to it. But at what stage of the game, if the water is 50-50, does someone make a pivot and switch off of water?
Yeah. Hulk's also in the center trying to cut off the reinforcements. You can see that Sorokuma can't really hang out near that dock for too long. And Yo is coming forward with more Hulks on this side. Sorokuma is now housed, so a little bit of problems here with the early build. He's going into the corner here, but he has to worry about the other Navy from Mr. Yo trapping him into the side.
This is a bit of an issue, potentially for both players, but you can't pass back there. So those Hulks get trapped by the galleys.
Without fletching and without numbers on the galleys, like they're just not doing enough damage early.
Yeah, you see Yo dive now. Yo feels like he's got him trapped, but I don't know, man. We're still figuring things out.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan in general of high-level players having ranged units. And so I feel like the galleys just add that extra level of micro potential. But Yo's really like tripling down on the fires as we say that.
So he's got a lot of villagers on these capybara, and he doesn't care about overkill because he's just got so many of them there.
I'd like to see Yo scout right now. It's a very specific thing, but this is now... Okay, so like now he should know that there's some economic expansion there.
Yep. And they're both going to be on the same side too.
Yep. Huge. Resources looking pretty good for Sorokuma. He's going to move out. Still doesn't have fletching yet. But even without fletching, you take down the Hawks pretty quickly.
The fires are a different story.
Yeah, fires are a completely different story.
Has to be very careful about those. And now he has to add in Hulks himself. Still only one fishing ship has gone down here. Mr. Yo with a little bit of extra idle TC, though. So the villager count is in favor of Sorokuma.
And resources should be balanced to go up to the next stage. And now, with the Hulks in front, now Yo's got to think twice about this potentially, but he's still got so many units there.
Well, the good thing about the fires is they have a little bit of extended range, right? So if your opponent's attacking your Hulks, your fires can damage things over top of them.
Yes.
And Mr. Yo is very confident in that. And he just takes this fight. And now the galleys are kind of in a precarious position. He's going to have to run away from that. He takes out another Hulk as it comes in. And the production still coming in for Mr. Yo as he's hunting down these galleys in the center. Just more Navy for Mr. Yo isn't there.
I like everything about Sorokuma's thought.
Mr. Yo and the galley number just isn't there.
I like everything about Sorokuma's thought process, but you got to get fletching on your galleys, right? You got to get fletching. You telegraph you're going galleys, maybe add in a few more Hulks. There's a lot of weak ships from Yo that Sorokuma didn't end up sniping, and now his ships are going to head on home.
Look at the resources for Yo as well. He's ready.
That Sorokuma didn't end up sniping, and now his ships are going to head on home.
Look at the resources for Yo as well. He's ready to go up. Sorokuma lacking the gold.
Yeah, he has to produce Navy to stay on water. And Mr. Yo, it's slow to start, but maybe it was just a fast start from Sorokuma. But this is the Mr. Yo that we know and love. He's looking really good here, and one loss isn't the end of the world. If he could win this 2-1 here to start off the group stage, I think. And one loss isn't the end of the world. If he could win this 2-1 here to start off the group stage, I think he'll be fairly satisfied.
I just feel like every single time I see someone go into galleys, they end up in a situation like this where they just get overwhelmed by sheer numbers of hulks and fires early.
Yeah.
Like you got to go into them later, I think.
I think as well. How many docks have we had here? Has it been 2 the whole time for
It's
Sorakuma?
3 for Yo, and it's
Yeah, I think it's
2
2.
for Sorakuma, yeah.
I think Yo did a really good job just producing.
Well, that's Japanese as well. You're saving
Yeah.
a little bit of wood on every single
And
lumber camp.
I think Yo finding an entire village of capybaras definitely helped his eco transitions too. Like he had 3 generations of
That was a
capybaras there.
metropolis of
Yeah, yeah.
capybaras.
It's like I mean, Sorakuma had a decent amount as well, to be fair, but he didn't collect nearly as many. You can see they're still on the outside there.
He'll see. He does see them, though, because he scouted over there with a capybara, so his scouting does cover it, and he will find those earlier if he wants to expand that way. Right now, the issue for him is just going to be this Castle Age timing.
Yeah.
Getting that ship upgrade, and he's still only sitting on 2 docks with only 5 hulks. Like, Yo's got enough fires and hulks right now to just send that in and completely wipe.
Yeah, I mean, and the fires will destroy the docks very quickly, too,
Yes.
so you have no recovery time.
Yeah.
The other thing to point out, now that you're committed to Hawks, you can get the melee upgrades. That applies to the Hawks, and that would help you here. But it feels like if you had the Galleys and the Hawks, he's in a good spot. But now it's going to be mainly Hawks, which gives the opportunity for Yo to either match the Hawk numbers or switch to Galleys.
Yeah,
Yo's in a good spot.
Sorakuma is just going to have to try and hold his docks and then expand his eco elsewhere.
Yeah.
There's no real, until he takes a great fight defensively and Yo makes some mistakes, there's no real potential for him to actually push back on water here.
Yeah, I think Yo should just fight the second these warships get upgraded.
Yeah.
I don't think you should waste any time here. Just make the move.
Fishing
And you
ships
might
are
be able
no
to
longer
corner him.
over here as well, so he can't really
Yeah.
garrison the dock. He brings him back
man.
now,
Oh,
but that's
man.
not a good position for Sorakuma over here. He's going to try and weasel his way out of this. He might actually manage to escape.
To be honest, I think it's amazing escape. I think he's still going to lose water.
Yeah.
But Yo could have easily trapped him. That could have been a full clear. Now at least there's... And he's just trying to prevent
10
any
seconds
additional
away.
fishing ships from Yo.
10 seconds away until the upgrade comes in. He's done the full loop. Mr. Yo still taking down that dock over here. Still only 2 docks for Sorakuma.
Wow.
Still no second town center for him either, and Mr. Yo has already added one of those.
Yo's got horse collar for farms. Bowsaw's in. Yep, monastery might come up for relics. But I think if Sorakuma wins this game, we will look back to him not immediately losing water. Like, that was a big advantage for Yo, and Yo could not trap him.
Man, it's fights like this where I wish demo was more viable. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I
As
agree.
Yo is now adding in war galleys behind.
Yeah.
So he feels like he's got enough units in front. He's going to get that backline unit in there, the range unit for war galleys. So once he does take out the docks, he can control all of the water in the center. But that also asks for more technologies to come in there. Right? That's more investment for Mr. Yo. So he really wants to control that water.
Yeah, I think both players are aware that the other is off to the right side.
This is a horrific mule.
Yeah, the mule cart is horribly inefficient. But we haven't seen a push or anything. It's probably just going to be town centers for now. I like this. Sorakuma is looking for a monk to stop the relics from being brought in, but there's already a spearman out there for Mr. Yo.
Can we see Mr. Yo's scouting, just in general? So he hasn't even looked on the other side with his scout.
Yeah.
That is not typical for him.
I think he healed it up because it was weak, maybe?
Maybe.
Scout for Sorakuma
I mean,
is active
healed
in
it
the
up
middle.
with what?
No, he didn't. He didn't heal it. I was wrong.
Oh, nice block from Sorakuma. Yo's trying to get the monk. I don't think he will. He does. Oh, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was the difference right there. Sorakuma was starting to get relics. And so now that Scout goes down, Scout has actually been forgotten as well, and
so
Mr. Yo
huge for
takes the
Yo.
trade. That's so nice.
Massive for Mr. Yo. Now he can collect those relics for free on the other side. He's briefly housed here. Get that.
That's so nice.
Massive for Mr. Yo. Now he can collect those relics for free on the other side. He's briefly housed here. Get that sorted out as he tries to get Bodkin Arrow now for his war galleys, and it's only going to be 1 dock from Sorakuma. Sorakuma tries to come forward and snipe the fish. That's some value, but Japanese fish,
Yeah,
they
Japanese
don't even
fish.
die.
That's a beauty. It gives you a little bit more time to react. And while Sorakuma did a good job delaying the inevitable here on water, I think that now is when it becomes very clear he has no chance on the water.
And he knows that too, which is why he's adding that 3rd town center.
Yeah.
He's like, I have to expand my eco on the land. I'm going to have to win this on land. Maybe you can sneak back on water at some point. but I just need to invest less than Mr. Yo there and more on my eco on the land.
But you really have to evacuate anything near the shoreline now,
Yes.
right? So that starting TC, those vills that are there,
You
like
also
that.
might want to get a foothold on the other side.
Well, actually,
while you can.
the farm. I got to take that back. The farms are actually safe back there because the bridges block you, so you do have that. But anything on the forward shoreline is going to be concerning.
God, this has to be so frustrating for Yo. It's like, why won't you just die?
It's like 50% of viewers when they're playing against AI. Resign! But no, it's what you got to do. You've got to keep him on the run. You can't just let him get the free win on water and add the fish boom. And the eco count is still even. The score is going to be higher for Yo because of all the ships and the kills here. But Yo's been